Okay, probably we do need trust in higher education, but then I think that the people that we have to trust are ourselves first, right? I don't think we can trust anyone on higher education. Because for me it feels like a chess game. It feels like a poker game. You're always holding on to your cards. You're waiting for someone to make their move. So you can't just trust anyone when it comes to higher education, because it's more like a political game when I say it. So you trust yourself, and you trust that when it's time to make a move, you make your move. You see what the other person is, what the other person's move is, because at the end of the day, we cannot trust education.
We need trust because part of our mission is to produce trustworthy citizens and trustworthy professionals. And you cannot become trustworthy if you are never trusted. And particularly in the area of assessment, we have this awful problem that we deliberately don't trust our students. We tell them we don't trust them. And how then do they learn to be trustworthy? Why then would their patients, their clients, trust them if their teachers never have? So, trust is essential to the way in which a society works. And that's what we're trying to do, educate people to have roles in that society. And trust is at the heart of that. But unless we trust them, they have no chance of becoming trustworthy.
That's the way it exists in a society where there's a lot of lack of trust in various institutions and departments, and we can see how that's deteriorating. So the only thing that a lot of people have to hold on to is trust and hope. So the abandonment of either option, like we just said now, for a lot of people born in a disadvantaged position, the only dreams they come into the university with is trust and hope. And to operate from a position where we don't provide those would mean that they have no one on their side. So I think holding on to it and trusting that we're doing something great, that we are changing some lives in one way or another, that we are, in fact, making a meaningful contribution in one way or another to change someone else's life, and trusting and holding on to that may ultimately help the next person trust themselves in order to go forward. Because operating from the opposite would mean that we don't create that.
So students and their families invest so much when they come to university, their time, their money, and all their dreams and their futures. And trust is about, what is this all about? Some clarity, and what does the university want from you, and what does it give you in order for you to grow and to learn. And without that, we can't actually have a higher education, I don't think.
Well, trust is a fundamental value for relationships, and I think the university exists on the inherent relationship between students and the university itself, and so both students must trust the university, and the university must trust students. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case for the longest of time until now, unfortunately. But we need to build that trust through our practices in higher education, for the student to develop the trust in us, and also for us to develop the trust in them, because I have a suspicion that we don't trust them because of the things or how we do things.
We need trust in higher education because the universities are taken as responsible institutions that can transform lives of people. So if the students or applicants who want to come to the institutions have trust in that institution, they have trust even to the academics who are there. So that is very, very important. And when we go to postgraduate, it's where trust is very, very important. Looking at the residency period, the supervisors should also be involved in that, so that they are trusted. Even the student too should be trusted.
It's a very multifaceted issue, and I guess it depends on which aspect you look at it from. So when I put on my student hat as somebody who's pursuing a higher degree, I would like to trust the university that the degree I am striving towards is rigorous and that it will mean something outside of the walls of the university, metaphorical walls of the university, that it would be meaningful in the sense of not just for me but for a greater society as well, because what is the point of doing something that is just for me? I feel, and that's something I feel I would like to trust my university, that it would be something that it strives to instill in its students as well. As a staff member, I'm not sure that we actually do instill those types of things. We have a tendency to have all these lovely graduate attributes that a student will walk out of the institution with, whether they're an undergrad or a postgrad level, that will be meaningful for a society outside, that will have an impact for the social good. But to be honest, I don't always see that coming through, because we have a tendency to just so quickly try to get through the content that I don't think we try and have room actually in the curriculum and at the university to always do those types of things. And in that sense, it's problematic, because how do you trust an institution then? So it remains a tension.
I think trust is very important in higher education, because higher education is a microcosm of society, right? So students come here with hopes and aspirations, and we have to, give them. There's a lot happening out there in society, and if we here, in what we do in the business of the day, we don't shape that inner person to build trust, then we have no hope in society anymore.
I think as teachers, as lecturers, as student development program directors, all of that, we tend to think our job is to induct, right? But I wonder if we reflect enough on, for example, the way that we do stuff. We look forwards and we look backwards, we look under the thing, we look over the thing, and we never communicate that to students. We find out in our postgraduate journeys one day that you're actually supposed to look every direction. And do we communicate that? Or should it be a mistake or a discovery one day that I should? So I think trust is about saying, we do things differently, and I'm going to show you exactly how, and just how much it's an iterative, repetitive, it's never once off.
For me, trust and empathy are quite intertwined, and I think students, well, I know myself as a student, found university quite alienating, and I think if trust and empathy are within that environment, it will make students enjoy their time a lot more and feel that the path that they've chosen is valid and, worthy of their time.